Thank you, Alagiri Garu and Gopana Garu. Good afternoon, media friends. Today, throughout the country, in all state capitals, the Congress party is holding press conferences to expose the Narendra Modi government in the way that they are trying to gift away national assets to one person, one group of business companies, which also involve many shady dealings. I will partly read out and partly speak from a statement of the AICC. The Congress party stands shoulder to shoulder with the people of India, struggling against rising prices, highest unemployment, and a government-sponsored divisive agenda to deflect the public attention from its governance failures. But as a responsible opposition party, we are also concerned about the open loot of public exchequer to fund crony capitalists and the unfolding of this whole Prime Minister-linked Adani Maha-Mega scam. So, we cannot allow the government to run away from its responsibility, and today we are holding nationwide press conferences in 23 leading cities of the country. The government may have expunged Shri Rahul Gandhi's questions and Congress President Shri Mallikarjun Kharge's speech points in Parliament, but the people of India are watching what is happening in the Parliament. The people of India want to know why this government is trying to reduce the value of parliamentary debates, and the Prime Minister is not answering to the pertinent questions in Parliament. The people of India want to know how one group with doubtful credentials and links with tax haven operated offshore shell companies is monopolizing the assets of India. But all the government agencies are either missing from the action or facilitating that very process. The agencies of the government of India are facilitating one group of companies to monopolize the assets of this country. The people of India are very intelligent and they can make out the whole mutual understanding between Modi ji and crony capitalists. The people of India want to know why Prime Minister Narendra Modi facilitated a crony capitalist to become the second richest person in the world, and why is he totally silent on this international expose when a company by name Hindenburg Research in the United States exposed the dubious dealings of the Adani group. The government of India is totally silent on this. We as a Congress party are not against any particular person rising from 609th place in 2014 to being the richest person's list to the second position. When Modi, just before he became Prime Minister, Gautam Adani was in the list of rich persons of this world, he was 609th. Thanks to Narendra Modi's help to his friend, Adani jumps to being the second richest person. The second richest person. Okay. The second richest person in the world. But we in the Congress party are certainly against government-sponsored private monopolies, as those are against public interests. And more particularly, we are also against a particular person accused of having objectionable relations with tax havens, fraud and corruption, monopolizing our national resources while exploiting our international goodwill. As most of you know, I am a member of the Lok Sabha. Despite repeated requests by members of parliament of all parties except the BJP, why is it that the Narendra Modi government is running away from the demand of establishing a joint parliamentary committee to investigate into this matter? Friends, as you all know, Prime Minister Modi's main election promise to win the 2014 elections was that he would bring back black money to India and put 15 lakh rupees in every Indian citizen's account. But today, very ironically, very unfortunately, in Narendra Modi's government, the funds parked by Indian individuals in Swiss banks has actually jumped to an all-time high of 3.83 Swiss billion francs, which is approximately 30,500 crores. We are demanding that Narendra Modi reply who is the real owner of this black money being routed to India via offshore shell companies operating from tax havens. What happened to the Prime Minister's promise of black money being brought back to India in the pre-2014 election period? Friends, it would also be appropriate for me to remind you of the Prime Minister's statement at the G20 summit in Hangzhou, China on 5th September 2016. Prime Minister Narendra Modi stated, and I quote, "We need to act to eliminate safe havens for economic offenders, track down and unconditionally extradite money launderers, and break down the web of complex international regulations and excessive banking secrecy that hide the corrupt in their deeds." These are Narendra Modi's own words at the G20 summit in Hangzhou in China in 2016. Now, not only have they not done any of these things, as I'll further elaborate to you, these people, Gautam Adani's family, has illegally routed money from shell companies in tax havens, boosted the share price in India, and cheated the average Indian citizen, Indian investor. We are giving you some more examples. Vinod Adani, brother of Gautam Adani, was named in the Panama Papers as someone who operates offshore entities in the Bahamas and the British Virgin Islands. The Adani Group is engaged in brazen stock manipulation, accounting fraud, and via a vast labyrinth of offshore shell entities. Prime Minister Modi has often spoken about his sincerity in fighting corruption. Yet, his closest friends have engaged in blatant illegalities that are normally carried out by mafias, terrorists, and hostile countries. Over the years, Prime Minister Modi has misused agencies like the ED, the CBI, and the Directorate of Revenue Intelligence to intimidate his political or ideological opponents and to punish business houses that do not fall in line with his financial interests. Today we question, how is it the ED, The CBI and the DRI are totally silent on the Gautam Adani issue. About Joint Parliamentary Committee, I will tell you a couple of precedents. In 1992, a Joint Parliamentary Committee was set up to look up into the Harshad Mehta case. In 2001, a Joint Parliamentary Committee was set up to investigate the Ketan Parekh case. Both were about stock price and stock market manipulation. Both Prime Minister Narasimha Rao and Prime Minister Vajpayee had the confidence and trust in elected representatives to investigate scams that affected crores of Indians and Indian investors. But what is Prime Minister Modi afraid of? Is he afraid of the truth coming out? Is he afraid of Gautam Adani's links to Modi being exposed? We are wondering, the average Indian investor is wondering if there is any hope of a fair and impartial investigation under Prime Minister Modi. SEBI is supposed to look after stock markets, share price manipulation and thereby irregularities. But in this case also, the silence of SEBI has been deafening. We have not heard anything from SEBI on this whole matter. Why it is alarming is, in 10 days from 24th January, after publishing the Hindenburg research report in the United States, in 10 days, Adani group of companies' market capitalization fell by 10 lakh crores. In 10 days, the Adani group market capitalization fell by 10 lakh crores. Crores of Indian investors were affected, seriously lost their money. The credibility of India stock markets were at stake. Friends, you all know, from then till now, SEBI has still been silent on this issue. The Ministry of Finance admitted in Parliament, in July 21, that the Adani Group is under investigation by SEBI for violation of SEBI regulations. But still, they have not come up with anything. In fact, why the Ministry of Finance says Adani Group is under investigation of SEBI regulations, but the violations continue at a greater speed. Now, I must also tell you about LIC. LIC concerns all of us Indian citizens. The value of Adani Group stocks held by LIC, I am giving you specific figures, fell from 83,000 crore rupees. The value of Adani Group stocks held by LIC fell from 83,000 crore rupees on 30th December. In 15 days, that value fell to 39,000 crores on 15th February. Friends, this is an alarming thing which, it affects 30 crore LIC policyholders. The value of Adani Group stocks held by LIC fell from 83,000 crore rupees on 30th December to 39,000 crores by 15th February. An erosion of 44,000 crores in the equity holdings of 40 crore LIC policyholders. Despite the fall in share price and serious allegations of wrongdoing by the group, the Modi government forced LIC to invest an additional 300 crore rupees in the Adani Enterprises follow-on public offer on 30th January 23. Now, to bring to your notice certain shell companies related to Adani family who have been investing huge money in a round-tripping in an illegal activity in Adani Group. For all of Prime Minister Modi's talk of cracking down on black money, his favorite business group has manipulated stock prices using offshore shell companies and related parties posing as investment funds. Again, I repeat, they've manipulated stock prices using offshore shell companies of related parties and posing it as investment funds. The Monte Rosa Group has invested 37,000 crores in the Adani Group stock. The CEO of this firm is related to Mr. Vinod Adani, brother of Gautam Adani. Elara Capital, also related to the Adani Group, overseas shell company, has invested 24,300 crores in the Adani Group. The Ministry of Finance told Parliament that SEBI had frozen the account of this Monte Rosa Group funds in 2016, but no further action is evident. To give you some history of how Adani Group has been manipulating stock markets, in the Ketan Parekh's scam of 2001, SEBI found that in 2001, the promoters of Adani Group aided and abetted Ketan Parekh entities in manipulating the market. This bears a disturbing resemblance to the current allegations against the Adani Group. Okay, I'll just quickly move on. You know, Narendra Modi government, after they have come to power, a group, that whole group surprisingly captures most of the Indian airports, most of the Indian ports, most of the transmission lines, most of the power projects, all government related business is gifted to Adani by the Modi government. Airports. When Narendra Modi became Prime Minister in 2014, Gautam Adani and his group of companies were not involved in airports at all. As our leader Shri Rahul Gandhi ji stated in Parliament, Bombay Airport and Navi Bombay Airport, which were then owned by the GVK group of companies, their arm was twisted. There was CBI ED raid on them, and next month they sell it to Adani. Mumbai and Navi Mumbai. Even more surprising, the people of this country must know, in 2019, 6 airports, Ahmedabad, Lucknow, Mangalore, Jaipur, Guwahati and Thiruvananthapuram airports were awarded to the Adani Group in violation of the Niti Aayog and the Ministry of Finance guidelines. What the Niti Aayog and the Ministry of Finance said? Firstly, Adani Group had no experience in airport operation. They removed that clause in the tender. Then they said no single party should be given more than 2 airports. They removed that clause. And the entire bid was manipulated by the Narendra Modi government to award 6 airports in one go. That is Ahmedabad, Lucknow, Mangalore, Jaipur, Guwahati and Thiruvananthapuram airports to the Adani Group. Now, operating 8 airports, 25 to 30% of all passengers in India, all air cargo in India have to pass through Adani operated airports. Then about seaports. In 2014, when Narendra Modi came to power, Adani Group controlled only one port, Mundra port in Gujarat. Now, the Adani port controls 13 ports and terminals in India. The Adani group today controls 13 ports and terminals that represent 30% of Indian ports capacity and 40% of all total containers coming into India. After establishing a monopoly, Gautam Adani has increased the incoming cargo prices by 15 to 20%, thereby burdening the average Indian. This growth trajectory has started in 2014. In addition to Mundra port in Gujarat, acquisition include Dhamra port in Orissa, Katupalli port in Tamil Nadu, Krishnapatnam port in Andhra Pradesh, Gangavaram port in Andhra Pradesh, Dighi port in Maharashtra. Now, in these states, Gujarat, Andhra Pradesh and Orissa account 93% of the overseas cargo from India's non-major port. Is it prudent, is it wise for national security to allow a firm that faces serious accusations of money laundering by offshore oil companies, offshore shell companies to dominate a strategic sector? As with airports, Modi ji has facilitated an Adani monopoly in the port sector using all the means at his disposal. Ports with government concessions have been sold to the Adani group without any bidding. And where bidding has been permitted, competitors have miraculously vanished. Income tax raids have helped convince the previous owner of Krishnapatnam port to sell it to the Adani group. In 2021, the public sector Jawaharlal Nehru Port Trust was bidding for the Dighi port in Maharashtra in competition with Adani, but was forced to withdraw its winning bid, and Dighi port was awarded to the Adanis. Now this is about ports and seaports. About defense, Gautam Adani was never involved in any defense industry or business. Gautam Adani is known to have accompanied Prime Minister Narendra Modi on a number of foreign trips. Since his July 4th, 2017 visit to Israel, he has been given a lucrative role in the India-Israel defense relationship with joint ventures in drones, electronics, small arms and aircraft maintenance despite no previous experience, unlike many startups and public sectors that have been in those sectors for many years. Friends, the same story continues in the electricity sector. The same story continues in the special economic zone benefits. To sum it up, after Narendra Modi has become the Prime Minister, he has gifted away very precious national assets, our sovereign assets of ports, airports, transmission lines, power projects, lucrative defense business deal to Gautam Adani. Besides this, there has been a huge financial fraud. There has been a round-tripping, shady offshore companies, overseas investment, hiking up the share price and then using the share price, high share price to borrow from Indian banks. State Bank of India, LIC, many public sector banks, many non-banking financial companies belonging to Government of India have lent lakhs of crores to Adani Group, which everybody believes is because of Gautam Adani's friendship with Narendra Modi. The Congress party has demanded in the parliament for a joint parliamentary committee to investigate or a Supreme Court led probe. Friends, you will all be surprised. Despite Rahul ji in Lok Sabha and Mallikarjun Kharge ji in Rajya Sabha raising direct questions to Narendra Modi, who was present in the House, to answer questions about favoritism in gifting away government assets and the shady financial deal Adani Group, Prime Minister Narendra Modi refused to answer any questions in Parliament. In fact, he tried to avoid the issue totally. And I think in what a death of democracy, not only did Prime Minister Modi not answer the questions, the Speaker Lok Sabha and the Vice Chairman Rajya Sabha expunged the remarks of Rahul ji in Lok Sabha and Kharge ji in Rajya Sabha. Congress party once again makes a direct allegation that Prime Minister Narendra Modi is helping his friends acquire assets belonging to this country, to every citizen, at a throwaway price. He is also turning a blind eye to the many shady activities of the Gautam Adani Group. Congress party again demands a serious and thorough investigation into the Gautam Adani business companies. Thank you. I am open to any questions.
Sir, you said the central agencies are misused by the BJP government. Is it true that they are being misused? Like they are also misused in Congress state?
That is not true. I think, friend, this is a new law, and what you must be particularly aware is, you know about this shell companies investing, one company investing 30,000 crores, another company investing 24,000 crores, and many trails of money laundering, ED, CBI, DRI, whatever agencies the government of India has, they have not moved even 1 inch in this case. This is a new law in Indian democracy.
But previously, like politicians were like, for instance, you will remember once your Congress was saying that CBI is like Congress Bureau of Investigation, because in 2010 in Mayawati, like they were all saying that Mayawati was threatened to come into alliance. That all happened because like, you can't say this is the first time and this is the first, like that is misused by the ruling government. It's a like
It's a friend.
normal.
Friend, no, it's not normal. Okay, I must say, repeat my stated position. Today, Narendra Modi government is using all central agencies, as I pointed out, not just to harass political opponents, to pressurize business companies to sell their assets at throwaway price to Gautam Adani. See, Bombay Port, you know, the GVK group of companies has the Bombay Port and the same company as the Navi Mumbai airport, both airports. Very lucrative. Now, in 1 month, the CBI and ED raid and threaten GVK promoters. The next month, the company is sold to Adani. After that, nothing else happens. This is very clear. I am aware this also happened personally aware, in Gangavaram port in Andhra Pradesh, in Krishnapatnam port in Andhra Pradesh, in Dighi port in Maharashtra. Jawaharlal Nehru Port Trust was asked to withdraw from the bidding to let it go to Adani. So this is a very serious issue, and I think it concerns all of us, 140 crore Indians. Sorry?
Louder, louder.
See, 100%, my friend. You know, what we are saying is definitely in the state elections and definitely in the parliament elections, because what we are saying is Narendra Modi said he would bring back black money abroad and give it 15 lakh rupees per citizen in the last parliament elections. We are saying now the money in Swiss banks, the figure I read out is 30,500 crores. Why doesn't he bring it back and distribute among you and me? Second, many times he has spoken about, you know, illegal money laundering, shell companies on national international forum, about corruption. He has actually increased, in his time it has actually increased. It is not reduced. Definitely the Congress party will take this into the public. Yes, we'll take it to the people. See, already, my friend, already throughout the country, on a day when I was in Parliament some weeks ago, we held demonstrations throughout the country in LIC and SBI offices. We, Congress Party, is concerned, is deeply concerned that national assets are being gifted away by Prime Minister Modi to his friend. Now, one more thing you must notice. This allegation is directly made not just in the media. I was in the Lok Sabha by Shri Rahul Gandhi on the face of Modi. He is not even saying I have not gifted. He is not replying in Parliament. You are trying to confuse the issue by saying something else. But we are saying there is a link that Prime Minister Modi is gifting these to to Gautam Adani. You tell us the procedure you followed, was it right? Was it not to favor Adani? There is no reply from the government.
Sir, you pointed out that LIC lost a huge amount by investing in Adani's group. But figures say what figures say is that they invested 28,000 crore in Adani group, but they are still far ahead of their margin.
See, my friend, in the year when LIC invested 28,000 crores in Adani Group, I mean, I'm just quoting your figure, I'm not saying it's true. Okay, if they had invested somewhere else, it would have been still something else. In the last 4 or 5 years, Indian stock markets have grown. Now, not only has it not grown, it is the same as what it was earlier. So, see, and one more thing, remember, LIC Group is investing in the equity of Adani, not as a loan. So, we are saying, why are they risking 40 crore policy LIC policyholders to a shady company like Adani? Who is putting pressure on LIC? Who runs LIC? Why is the government silent on this? This accusation, this allegation, Shri Rahul Gandhi ji made it in Lok Sabha. I was present during the debate on the face of the BJP government that through the electoral bond route, Gautam Adani has donated thousands of crores to BJP. The BJP party is silent about it. That speaks volumes. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much.